In previous video, we have did the interval routing by switch parcel interface method, and there we have configured the static routing to make a reachability from the router to the internal network, and from the switch side we have write one of the default route to forward the traffic up to the router, that is for the internet side. So if you don't want to use the static routing on this scenario, then you can also use the dynamic routing. For that case, we just have one of the lab, that is before, and here we have already configured the three VLANs 100, 200 and 300, and also assign this /24 as VLAN 300 and use the address as 192.168.3.2 on the router side, and we have already enabled the DHCP and all other the important things. So here let me remove the default route from the switch side because I'm planning to configure the dynamic routing. There you can see I have one of the default route. So let me just remove this. Now I don't have any default route from the switch side, and also on the router side let me remove these two static route towards the internal network and configure the dynamic routing, and that is RIP. This one, and another is for the 192.168.2.0 network. So let me check the routing table again. Okay, so now let me enable the dynamic routing, that is RIP version 2. You can enable the EIGRP and OSPF as well. So configure terminal, router RIP version 2, no auto summary, and here I need to enable the internal network, not the public network. That is, I just need to advertise the internal network, that is 192.168.3.0. So let me just advertise it. Network is 192.168.3.0. That's all. After that, from the switch side, I need to advertise the connected network, that is 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. Router RIP version 2, no auto summary, and the network is 1.0, 2 and 3. So let me try to check the route on the router side. There you can see I just get the route for the 192.168.1.0 network and 192.168.2.0 network. But one more thing, I need to have one of the default route on the switch side so that I can forward the different network rather than this one to the gateway, main gateway. So for that case, I don't want to enable the default route manually, but I want to inject one of the default route with the help of this dynamic protocol RIP, that is router RIP default information originate. Okay, if you check on the router side, layer 3 switch side, then you can see here I'm getting one of the default route that is injected by the main gateway through the RIP. So let me try to make a reachability to the internet again. I have already configured NAT and all, so here I'm able to make the reachability. So if you don't want to use the static routing, then you can replace it with any of the dynamic routing as well.